Hi, welcome back to the In Between. My name is Camille. You may find yourself in a place where nothing seems clear. You don't have enough information, you don't have enough answers or clarity, you can't quite see what's next. And so you're trying to make it make sense. But this isn't about clarity or answers. This is trust what's not yet clear. And this touches on a couple of different things. So let's unpack this so we understand what this invitation is offering us. First, of course, is the trust. We've covered this in some of the other videos, but let's talk about it right now because a lot of times we don't trust ourselves for a variety of reasons. And a lot of times we are hesitant to make a decision, choose a path, to go forward when we don't have all the answers because we've lost our relationship to trusting ourselves. If that resonates with you, I want to encourage you to put your hand on your heart and bring compassion to yourself because there's some reason why that's true. Something happened along the way. Something perhaps was reinforced either by the critic that is in the mind or the critics that were surrounding you. However, it got to be that you lost the capacity, you lost the ability, you lost the relationship with yourself to trust yourself. I want you to know that you can repair it. And the first way to do that repair is to bring compassion to the one within that doesn't trust themselves because something happened and you're bringing compassion to that moment that caused that outcome. But you're also willing to do the deep dive to unpack what has happened that has led you to this moment where you are actually ready to trust yourself again. We have so much anxiety over making decisions because in the old design model, we were told that you got to make the right decision. You got to pick the right path. My gosh, such anxiety because what if you don't? Then what happens? In the new design model, that is gone. We have taken that away. In the new design model, first of all, we know there's many choices, many paths to take. And we use those two questions, how do I want to feel and what is mine to do, to help find the alignment from the inside out that helps us best choose in that moment which is the best way for me to go? What is the best choice for me to make? Knowing that if the feedback comes back to us as this isn't the best choice for us, that we are going to change our mind, that we're allowed to pivot and choose again. So, when we're talking about trusting what's not yet clear, the first thing we have to deal with is our relationship to ourselves and our relationship to trusting ourselves. And if you need to get professional help to do that, give yourself that gift. I've got the in between mentoring experience at a discount this month. You might want to go to the website CamilleConte.com and just take a look at it and see if it resonates with you. And if it does, reach out. We'll do a discovery call and see if it's a match because you don't have to do this all by yourself. And my passion, aside from giving you this information, is to help people get back up on their feet as quickly as possible because it does feel like time is of the essence these days, and it doesn't have to take you as long to heal as it took for these programs to settle into you and create a false narrative or limit who you are really here to be. We can clear that up pretty quickly. So consider that. The next part of the invitation, trust what's not yet clear, is this belief that you gotta know, that you have to know, that you have to have answers, that you have to have clarity. And if you don't, something's wrong. But this isn't a time of revelation. This is a time of gestation. This is a time to be the soil, not the plant. If you're in the chrysalis, I want to invite you to go back and watch that video. But if you're in the chrysalis, you don't know. You're not clear. You don't have answers because you are changing at a cellular level. And in the new design model, when we're there in the in between, We bring reverence and respect to this moment because we know that even though we may not know, we realize that we just don't know yet. Even though something may not be clear, we know that it's just not clear yet. The yet is so important because it tells us that the delay is not denial. Delay is not denial. You are not being punished by not having the answer. You are not being denied clarity or instructions. It's simply not yet available. And if you've got a mind or people outside of you that disagree with that or think you should know or there should be clarity before there is, this is when we really have to find at least one person that can understand what's going on for us and not put that kind of pressure on ourselves and deflect that kind of pressure when it's coming from the outside world. And so I'm just here to remind you that this invitation is so important because not only does it talk about trusting yourself, not only does it remind us that sometimes things need time to unfold and grow, but the other part of this message is what you can't yet see. I want to encourage you to go back and watch the video, The Inner Knower, because the in-between is not just the space between what was and what is yet to be. It is the walk home to yourself. And if you're at the part of your journey where you're starting to come home to yourself, you're starting to use this information to develop a healthy relationship with yourself, to be with yourself, to be for yourself, to bring compassion to yourself, to reimagine the condition that you're in from a different perspective so that you can feel the benevolence of the universe working with and for you versus a belief that something is working against you or setting you up for failure. That is not how we think in the new design model. So what's not yet clear is another way of saying what you can't yet see. And that's where the inner knower comes in. These two work beautifully together because as you develop a relationship with what you can't see, as it relates to the inner knower, that presence within you that knows, that still small voice, those little hunches, or as I like to say, when you get those hits, as you trust that, as you take a step towards that, as you lean into that and say, all right, yeah, I will go there and see if they have what I need. And you go and it's there. As you develop the relationship by working together with it, trusting what's not yet clear is a natural byproduct of that relationship with your inner knower. Because again, you know in your heart that it's just not clear yet. It hasn't emerged yet. You know, in the Book of Runes, there is a wonderful line, there's a wonderful sentence, a statement. I will never forget it. It's just one of my most favorite teachings from the Book of Runes. And this is what it says. When the fishermen are not at sea, they tend to their nets. When the fishermen are not at sea, they tend to their nets. That is this moment. While you are waiting for the clarity, for the information, for the green light from the inside out to take that step, tend to your nets. Do the deep dive. Check out where your belief system is right now. Do the deep dive around your relationship with yourself as it relates to trust. Do some journaling around this idea of trusting what you can't yet see. While you wait, tend to your nets. Because when you use this time wisely, when you use this time of germination with patience and reverence for what is coming, when it does arrive, oh my goodness, you are going to be so proud of yourself that you did trust what you didn't see. You're going to be so fired up. You're going to feel so empowered. You're going to feel so excited because you're going to have a demonstration of the good that happened to you and for you and through you because you were willing to trust yourself, what you cannot see, and what is not yet clear. Wow, so powerful. Thanks so much for watching.